Let's talk about rhetoric, not just what is said, but how it's said, why it's said, and who benefits from it. In this clip, Tariq Nasheed presents himself as a defender of foundational Black Americans, or FBA. On the surface, that framing sounds like lineage clarification, but when we examine the language, the tactics, and the emotional triggers used throughout this exchange, a different picture emerges, one rooted in xenophobia, scapegoating, and profit-driven outrage. This isn't about accountability. It's about control, grievance, and monetized division.
Way you try to, yeah,
Slow down. Slow down. Which conversation? The one you said prior had a lot of priors. Which one?
with confusing FBA as a group instead of a lineage.
Oh, got it. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the way you try to present FBA is actually very interesting to me because I keep up with your Twitter and your socials. And you would think that the way you try to present FBA, you would think that you would present it in a more positive light, like you would be celebrating HBCUs or celebrating musical accomplishments or literature. But what you do is try to paint a us versus them narrative and like just sit in like a victim mindset all day. So like, how do you think that's benefiting the FBA community?
You're Jamaican.
Correct.
It's a cultural thing for Jamaican parents to come over here and tell their children to stay away from the Yanks, meaning us, sir. Y'all been doing that for decades.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you.
Right. We got articles going back to the damn 1960s where Jamaicans and other Caribbeans were denigrating us when they came over here benefiting off the struggles we had. And we let that go on for a long time. And now that we're making you accountable, you're trying to say we're divisive because we're making you accountable for you've been doing for decades?
I mean, that's not what I said. I said that with the way you present FBA, you try to say that, oh, you're just naming a lineage. But in that case, wouldn't you be more positive in celebrating yourself rather than attacking others?
A core tactic Nasheed uses is outgroup demonization, specifically targeting Black immigrants by repeatedly labeling them as tethers, trash, riffraff, and garbage. Notice how the language functions. Immigrants are framed as inherently criminal. Their achievements are dismissed as opportunistic. Their failures are weaponized as collective guilt. This is classic xenophobic framing. When y'all rob a liquor store, put that flag back up. That statement does three things. Simultaneously, assigns criminal behavior to an entire group, denies shared Black identity when it's inconvenient, reinforces a conditional humanity or Black only when it benefits me. He also relies heavily on anecdotal amplification, cherry-picking isolated incidents and inflating them into existential threats. This creates a false sense of Sejanus versus the narrative that keeps followers emotionally activated and perpetually defensive. Fear keeps people loyal. Anger keeps them engaged.
That's you centering yourself. Because now we've delineated, you feel left out, and y'all have to create these false narratives that you're being attacked nonstop by us, which you know you're not, because we don't give a damn about y'all like that. You're left out here to fend for yourself, so that's a way for you to come over here and center yourself among us by pretending that we are sitting around the table thinking about what you're doing. You ain't even thinking about what you're doing because you ain't even over there. So you over here with us. We ain't thinking about what y'all doing in Jamaica or the Caribbean, sir. You don't have anything to hate on. So what you talking about?
I mean, I'm speaking specifically about you. Like, if you go through your page, you won't really see any post of you like lifting up HBCUs, talking about our like great Black history. All you do is just cry about, oh, Africans did this, Caribbeans did this. Like we have any political power.
This lie that you just told is why we delineate, sir. You can't sit up and tell I don't sit up and uplift history. Sir, I've created the biggest selling documentary series on earth. No other documentary series is bigger and more popular than Hidden Colors on Black history, sir. My films are taught in schools around the damn world. You came up here to tell that funky ass lie. That's one of the reasons why the trust isn't there, sir. That's why we delineate. When y'all come around doing shit like that, sir. You understand?
I'm saying day to day.
Y'all just be saying shit.
So on a day-to-day basis, when you post on Twitter, are you uplifting Black people or are you painting a us versus them narrative.
I uplift black people every single day, on and offline, sir. What you talking about?
The damage here isn't abstract, it's material and cultural. This rhetoric fractures black solidarity by redefining blackness as a nationalist purity test, rather than a shared struggle against structural oppression, instead of focusing on mass incarceration, wealth inequality, housing discrimination, healthcare disparities. The conversation is redirected toward immigrant resentment, flag policing, identity gatekeeping. This is displacement politics. Energy that should challenge power gets rerouted into horizontal hostility, black people fighting other black people, while systemic inequities remain untouched. And let's be clear, white supremacy thrives on this. Division is not resistance, it's a gift to the status quo.
So how, like, I'm still confused. Like, how does this like benefit FBAs? Like, in what way are like you guys being attacked
How does what benefit?
politically,
How does what
economically
benefit?
by immigrants, by black
How does
immigrants?
what benefit? How does what benefit?
You
What,
sitting
how
on the
does what?
internet crying all day that some Caribbeans or some Africans don't like you.
You wish you had enough clout to make anybody cry or even think about you, sir. That's fantasizing. You're trying to make yourself more important than what you are. We don't care about what you do, sir. We don't look at you as important like that, and you know that.
I mean, your Twitter
What do you,
page shows different.
what do you have to cry over?
Your Twitter page shows different. I mean, me personally, if I didn't like
What's on my Twitter page? Okay, read it. Read what's on my Twitter page now from today. What am I crying about that you got going on?
I
What
mean,
you
you
got going on
use
to make us
very
cry?
explicit language. Like, you're almost like
Like
Charlie
what?
Kirk in a way. Like,
Like
you'll be
what?
like,
Read my Twitter.
I mean, I'm
You're
not on your
lying.
Twitter right now, but like,
Okay, because you're lying.
you'll be like,
You're lying,
African,
sir.
a random African calls FBA something. Like, you'll pick out specific
Oh,
incidents
no,
to try to paint it as a
What you no no
issue.
no 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 you don't do that. No. What you hate is accountability. You want to delineate when it's something positive. You want to be mentioned only when it's positive. But when y'all tethers do something negative, y'all want us to absorb it, and we ain't absorbing it. So when there's a story about a melanated person running a scam, we let them know it ain't us. And that's what you don't like, sir. We ain't crying about you. We just not letting you dump your damn garbage on us, sir. You understand? And that's what you're mad about, ain't it? You mad because you can't dump your trash on us no more.
No, I'm just interested because like with all the
No.
following and all like the influence you have, like,
Yeah.
do
Sir,
you
this
think
is the
this
new
is
norm.
what's gonna
What
benefit the
Okay, yeah. It benefits us by you not dumping your trash on us. So anything you do negative, y'all gonna be held accountable for it as Jamaicans, as Caribbeans. Because when y'all win, y'all make it all about your damn selves, all right? When you win, like you got your flag up right there, y'all throw them flags up when you winning. But when you robbing a damn liquor store, when you running a scam, y'all want to come and share blackness with us. We're saying take your ass over there and put that flag back up. All right. When you do a crime, put that flag right on up in the air like you doing now. You understand me?
I mean, I don't think anybody's saying that black immigrants don't commit crime or anything like that.
Yeah, but when y'all do, all of a sudden y'all become real black. Just like up there in damn Minnesota. Now they were running up there Somali, so they were waving Somali flags. Now that the scams are being revealed, Ilan Omar's out here. Ooh, look at how they doing us black people. Oh, they doing us black people dirty. You see how they do us black? Y'all get real black when the block is hot. You know what I'm saying? We ain't with all that conditional blackness.
Despite branding himself as pro-black, Nasheed's approach is fundamentally anti-black in outcome. Why? Because it commodifies black pain. His documentaries, social media spaces, and viral conflicts all depend on perpetual outrage, perceived external enemies, constant crisis. Framing the more aggrieved his audience feels, the more content he sells. The more isolated they feel, the more they rely on him as an authority. This is grift logic. Create a wound gives inflame, it gives sell the bandage. Real empowerment would reduce dependency. This model requires never solving the problem.
Y'all, if you're going to be Jamaican, just stay Jamaican. All right, that's fine. If you're going to be Somalian, stay Somalian. Don't do all that conditional because y'all like to dump trash on us and we good, sir. Everybody's going to be held accountable. When we do something janky, we got to be held accountable. You're going to have to be held accountable too. You're not going to shame us talking about we crying about you. No, we want you to be accountable for the riffraffs in your community. If you're accountable for the positive people, be accountable for the negative, and that'll make you do better. You understand?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I definitely respect you, like, your intellect, but, like, I just want to know, like, at the end of the day, like, what's your goal in all of this? Like, what are you trying to do for the black
My
people?
goal is to not let tethers dump garbage on us. That's my goal.
So nothing.
My goal is to get trash off of us. That's the goal right there. All right? I don't want no trash dumped on us. Everybody hold their own nuts. Everybody respect their lineage, stand up for your lineage, be proud of who you are, and be accountable for your lineage. And that includes you. Will you be accountable for your lineage, sir?
I mean, I'm black first before anything. I'm black before I'm
Oh, well, you got that big ass Jamaican flag up, and y'all Jamaicans were infamous for telling people, I ain't black, I'm Jamaican. Y'all used to tell people that all the time. All right, be Jamaican. It's okay. We ain't knocking you, but don't dump your garbage on us, sir.
I mean, that just sounds kind of insecure to me. Like, you feel offended, like my blackness offends you because I have a Jamaican flag?
Insecure about a flag that you fled from? Insecure? You over here in my homeland? Insecure? You over here with me?
I mean, America isn't anybody's homeland, if we're being honest.
It's mine. Oh, it's mine. We didn't flee here. We built it. You fled here. Who's insecure? Oh, hell, you can giggle. Who's insecure? And you over here with us?
I mean, like, are you proud of that? Like, do you see who's the president right now?
Am I proud of my homeland that I built? Yeah, I am. We built the culture here, sir. We built every inch of the culture here.
But
everything positive about this country comes from foundational Black Americans.
So why do you not feel represented by the American flag?
We are represented by the American flag. What you talking about?
So why is it that when it's time for protest, you kneel?
We what?
When it's time for protest, and I could say this because I live in America, but when it's time for protest, we kneel against the American flag. Black people are not represented by the American flag.
You just saying you kneel against injustice, not the flag. You're kneeling against injustice, and everybody ain't kneeling. See, you just fishing for an argument that you don't have. We go against injustice because the white supremacists don't give a damn about America. They'll drop the American flag at the drop of a hat. That's one myth that a lot of people have. White supremacy and the American flag is not synonymous. The white supremacists, they'll burn this flag at the drop of a hat if it threatens white supremacy. That's why when there's Black American boxers going up against white foreign boxers, these white supremacists will go with the foreign whites before the American blacks. They don't give a damn about this flag. We're the ones who care more about the flag and the country and the integrity of the country than the white supremacists. These people had a civil war trying to destroy this country. We were the ones holding it together so that people like you can come over here and flee and enjoy all the freedoms and benefits. We were the ones who were the progenitors of civil rights in this country, not the white supremacists. They wanted a white supremacist ethno state. So, sir, we are the true Americans. Do you understand that?
So why does this rhetoric work? Because it speaks to real frustration, but offers a false diagnosis. Many Black Americans are experiencing economic precarity, political betrayal, cultural erasure. Nasheed provides a simple villain and a sense of superiority. We built everything. They fled. That narrative restores dignity without demanding critical analysis. It replaces systemic critique with identity chauvinism. For audiences lacking access to historical nuance or exhausted by complexity, this framing feels empowering, but it's empowerment without strategy, pride without progress.
Yeah, so if this is your ideology, what are you doing to take America back from these so-called white supremacists that are taking over your country? If you're the true Americans, what are you doing to get your country back?
Sir, white supremacy is global. That's the thing. It ain't about getting them out of here. White supremacy is global. We have to replace the global system of white supremacy with the system of justice. White supremacy is everywhere, right?
Yeah, for sure. So wouldn't you say that white supremacy is a bigger threat to you than Black immigrants? Don't you think that should occupy more of your time as an FBA?
Black immigrants are not a threat. Black immigrants are not a threat. Tethers are a threat. tethers who align with white supremacy, tethers who come over here and try to undermine us as a threat. You're not a threat because you're an immigrant. You're a threat because you're a tether who come over here and you try to align with these white supremacists, like that Angolan tether who called up earlier, who's clicked in with the alt-right, using those alt-right talking points, coming over here up under us, trying to undermine us. That is a problem because y'all did that same little janky in your homeland. That's why y'all don't have it together over there. And y'all bring that same off-code behavior among us. And we're rejecting that. We're saying we don't need that. We're not trying to be a third world like y'all left. We're going to have some dignity, some honor, some integrity, and we're going to stand on business. And you're going to come around us being on code and you're going to get the hell away from us. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. And too many of you Caribbeans who are tethers have come over here and done things to undermine foundational Black Americans for decades. And we said enough is enough and we're making you accountable. And that's the new norm. And y'all don't like the fact that we are making you accountable. Ain't that what it is?
I mean, I feel like you're like wholly disconnected from the reality of the average Black person in America. If you think that TikTok discourse ranks among Black people's problems, the average Black person doesn't even think about an African or Caribbean. So I think with your platform, you should be addressing gentrification. You should be addressing the Black dollar.
And in everyday life, yeah, unless we run across a hostile tether, we ain't thinking about you. We're going about our business. But when we start getting into the political realm and we have political needs, and then some of your fellow tethers are in the Congressional Black Caucus, or you got a Byron Donalds who's running around here running for office talking about we don't need reparations because he's Caribbean and he ain't gonna get it, that is a problem. Your problem is now my problem, sir. If you have a mammy like Kamala Harris, who's from your homeland, running around here with her zaddy talking about she ain't gonna do nothing that's only gonna benefit Black people, yeah, we gonna have to check that and pack that on up out of here. You see how that works?
Yeah, so and this just furthers my point on like how the FBA movement or lineage is just irrelevant, because you would have to get the majority of Black people to turn against.
If it were irrelevant, you wouldn't be so butthurt because you're sad. See, you're doing a lot of projection. You're crying to us. If it were irrelevant, y'all wouldn't have 50 spaces a damn day, all day, every day, all on social media, whining about foundational Black Americans. Y'all wouldn't be whining in think tanks. Y'all wouldn't be writing think pieces about foundational Black Americans. We're the hottest topic on social media right now. All y'all do is sit up here whining about foundational Black Americans. You go on Twitter right now, there's probably 20 spaces of tethers whining about foundational Black Americans. You go on TikTok, there's live spaces now, tethers whining about foundational Black Americans. Instagram. So yeah, if it were irrelevant, you wouldn't be so butthurt. And if it were irrelevant, we wouldn't have crashed out political parties, letting them know you better stand on FBA business or you're not going to get in office. So yeah, y'all know what it is. Yeah, this is very relevant, sir.
So how do we respond? First, name the tactic. Call it what it is: xenophobia dressed up as lineage politics. Second, recenter material conditions. Immigrants are not responsible for wage stagnation, police violence. Redlining. Reparations denial. Third, promote solidarity with accountability. Yes, communities should address internal harm, but collective punishment based on nationality is not justice. Finally, support critical media literacy. Ask, who profits from this message? What problems go unaddressed? Who benefits if we stay divided? Movements that require enemies instead of solutions are not liberation movements. They are brands, and any ideology that treats Blackness as conditional, transactional, or exclusionary is not pro-Black, it is anti-Black by design. The work ahead isn't about choosing sides in manufactured culture wars. It's about dismantling systems, not scapegoating the nearest target, because real power doesn't come from division, it comes from clarity.